here on First Things First. Time to go viral. Marshawn Lynch entertained the crowds in Oakland with these dance moves, but is there any other way to do it besides that? Now check him out as he introduces a new flavor of Skittles to an older generation.
How you doing, young fella?
Who in the hell are you calling a young fella?
Okay, so where's the heat?
Oh, it's coming.
Ooh. Yep, it's kicking.
It's kicking now?
You still have to go run yet, right?
Run?
Yeah, you go power walk and everything.
Oh, I hope not. Y'all said y'all was over 55 and y'all acting like y'all 15. All right, come on, let's go. Y'all want to go? Uh-huh, come on then. All right. And it's called Sweet Heat. So it's sweet, but it's a little spicy as well.
Lady out there said they're really spicy.
She said they're really spicy?
So I'm doing one at a time.
Well, I like your precautions, baby.
Marshawn becoming a beloved figure in American sports.
Didn't see that
over
coming.
the last few years. What, you seem skeptical? What, CC?
Oh, I wouldn't say he's beloved. He's funny.
He's funny.
I think he's underrated. I don't think he's beloved, though. That's stretching.
How about at the pitch meeting when they're like, Marshawn, here's what we're going to do. You're going to go to a senior citizens committee, an older person's community, and then you're going to bring candy, and you're going to give them the
he's
candy.
Down. Him embracing the Skittles endorsement and the Skittles team has been a great move for him.
Yeah, he will talk for money.
Oh, absolutely. Right.
I'm here for that.
Now, talking when he's not getting paid for it, not so much his thing.
Not as much fun. Hey, stories to start your morning. Our producer Sam Pepper's favorite NFL ref of all time, Ed Hockley. He retired yesterday. Sam's all bent out of shape. Ed had been an NFL official since 1990. Ed also works out. In case you didn't notice his well-fitting shirts, CC. What will you remember most about Ed Hockley?
Hockley's one of my favorites.
Yeah?
He reffed even when I was playing. Very, very great respect between him and the players. And man, Ed, he got bigger over the years. He changed his regimen, not so much on his legs. Let me concentrate on my upper body. Then the NFL equipment did him a little favor. They laid out a small, a medium, and a large jersey every game. And Ed just kept jumping in the medium. Look at him. He's proud of his gun work.
Everyone knows him for how strong he is and for the shirts, but he loved being an official. When you talk to the guys that have worked with him, said nobody loved reffing games, nobody loved talking about reffing games. He gave somewhat elongated explanations on the field, but anyone that is that into their job, especially when it's really your side gig, I have a ton of respect for. I thought Ed Hockley was one of the league's better officials and obviously one of the more memorable ones.
Congrats on your retirement.
Congrats, man. Absolutely.
All right, moving on. The Blazers beat the Knicks last night, 111-87. Damian Lillard led the way with 37 points, including 8 three-pointers. Blazers are currently the 3rd seed in a very tightly packed Western Conference. Nick Wright, does Lillard get overlooked when it comes to the best players in the NBA?
He has in the past. He finally made his first All-Star game recently, which is good for him, deserved by him or for him. He is, the more they win, though, the more relevant games they play, the less he will be overlooked. He hit a game winner to a walk-off shot to win a playoff series against the Rockets a few years ago, but people gave most of the credit to that series win to LaMarcus Aldridge. Now it's his team. He has them 3rd place in the Western Conference, and he has been on fire lately, so hopefully he starts to get more recognition as one of the best guards in the league.
Yeah, it's hard to get that type of recognition when you look at the guards in the West. The reason why he doesn't get that type of attention, 3 out of the last 5 years, point guards from the West, that either being Russ or Steph, have been the MVP of the league. So how much attention can a guy get when in the Western Conference there's 2 or 3 guys better than him? He is outstanding, though, and should get more attention on his game. One of the best pure shooters, one of the best creators offensively that we see in the NBA.
All right, sticking in the West, don't look now, but the Pelicans. Yes, that's the whole sentence. They defeated the Clippers behind a monster night out of Anthony Davis. 41 points, 13 rebounds. That despite leaving the game with a rib contusion. He did return, though. wipe brow. Pelicans have won 9 straight, all without Boogie Cousins in the lineup. CeCe, how impressed have you been with Anthony Davis?
Man, very impressed. He's put together some strings of games throughout his career. Now, the only question is injury, because he's missed time. Boogie Cousins being out, they were playing at an all-time level together, a level that we hadn't seen. And for him to take that to another level with Boogie being gone, it speaks to his ability. This is the type. 3 years ago, this is what people will say. This guy could potentially, he will be one of the best players in the NBA. And that's what we've seen this year out of AD.
And he's been unbelievable. He's got, I mentioned the Blazers are the 3rd seed. He's got the Pelicans, a team most people gave up for dead in the West once Boogie went down, to the 4th seed in the West. What was very interesting yesterday is after he has that rib contusion, right? When he comes back in the game, he clearly wanted to stay out of the paint early on, I think because he was in pain. In that 3rd quarter, coming back from rib contusion, 19 points. All on perimeter shots. All either on 3s or long 2s. He can beat you in so many different ways. And now, where his team was positioned well because he and Boogie's duo, and then with him having to do it on his own, he's going to finish, I think, 2nd in the MVP this year. Very deserved. He has had a tremendous season. The Pelicans, all of a sudden, with Drew Holiday and Rajon Rondo playing better, are a dangerous team out west all of a sudden.
Rondo is playing well.
Absolutely right.
Big milestone for Carmelo Anthony last night. He passed Jerry West to become the 20th all-time leader in scoring in the NBA. Nick, how will Melo's career be remembered?
Man, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be remembered fairly. I mean, Melo is going to be similar to Dwight Howard, a guy who has his potential held against him rather than appreciating what he accomplished. He has now scored more points not only than Jerry West, but how about more points than Charles Barkley, more points than Allen Iverson, more points than Elgin Baylor. He is one of the best pure scorers this league's ever seen. Now, it hasn't translated to high-level team success. He made a Western Conference Finals early in his time with Denver, hasn't been back to that level of playoff since, but Melo is a no-doubt Hall of Famer who I think is more maligned than has been fair over the course of his career.
He is one of the best scorers that we've had in the NBA. I don't think his career will be compared to Dwight Howard because he's reached his potential as a scorer. We never thought he was going to be a great defender. We knew he wasn't going to be a rim protector. He was instant offense. It's the way he played in high school. It's the way he played at Syracuse. So he reached his potential. He also happened to play in an era that mirrored LeBron James. So that will be part of his resume and his history forever.
All right, finally, Houston defensive tackle Ed Oliver declared for the NFL draft yesterday. Oh, not this year's draft, next year's draft. Oliver will be a junior at Houston this season. CeCe, what was your reaction to hearing this?
You need to hear this name, because this guy right now, if he was in the NFL this year's draft, I believe he would be a top 15 player. He would definitely be a first-round pick. He could potentially be the first pick in next year's draft. Don't know about the quarterbacks and everything yet, but we're looking at a rare talent. A guy who came from high school football, dominating at the University of Houston. There was a lot of fanfare about him going to Houston.
Yeah.
He is the biggest recruit not to go to the ACC, SEC, Big Ten, Pac-12, and Big 12, and the Pac-10. He's the biggest recruit in the history of recruiting to go outside those conferences when he decided to sign with the University of Houston to work on his skills, work on his craft. So he's just a name that we should know about. A year from now at the Combine, we will be talking about him and what he did in the 3-cone drill, what he did in the 40 and the bench press, because he will be one of the top players in next year's draft.
I was living in Houston when he declared to go to Houston. It was shocking. I mean, CeCe mentioned it. The biggest recruit ever to go to a non-Power 5 school. Those Power 5 conferences usually get, 97 of the top 100 recruits in the country. This guy in some recruiting services was the #1 defensive player in the country. He goes to the University of Houston. So he is one of the rare guys. The rule that you have to play 3 years of college football typically is an unnecessary rule because most guys could never declare after their freshman or sophomore year. He, similar to Jadeveon Clowney, could have declared if he was allowed to this year and would have been drafted high, probably as ready as anyone can be for the NFL. But I bring up Clowney for a reason. Clowney didn't officially declare before his junior year, but everyone knew he was out. And he was, all year long, people criticized him. People questioned his effort. People questioned if he's focused on the NFL. Do you think Ed Oliver's going to deal with something similar now that he actually has told the world, this is my last year at the University of Houston?
No, I don't think so. And the way he's played and with the intensity for which he plays at, and it's very odd because he has number 10 and he plays defensive tackle. So you see a guy number 10 playing in the interior defensive line, but he is an effort guy, and I believe by making this announcement, he's letting every people know that I'm going to play hard my last year. This is it, because if not, why make the announcement?
That's what
So I think it's pretty crystal clear. I'm not going to be in school after this. Let's not hide anything. I'm preparing. This is going to be my last year at Houston, and I plan on it being my best.
All right, new topic now. Back to basketball. The Oklahoma City Thunder, on paper, they're fantastic. Westbrook, Paul George, Melo.